Narcissist.
Here we go. All right, you sit on that. Oh,
Hmm.
there we go. Yes, we are. Cat Boogie. What's up? We're just going to let everybody get a minute and get on in here and see where we at tonight. Yeah, she's here, Jen. She is here.
Hello.
Marianne. What's up, Todd? Arisa. Lawless. You got it. Hey, you can get in here. You can get this work. Bella. DS.
Drinks.
Keisha. Hey y'all, where y'all coming? Where y'all at tonight? Where we looking at tonight? Talk to me. What's up, Tap? Tanya, Chicago up in here. Toya, Sandra, Michelle. Come on in. Come on in. We got a mean one tonight.
Okay, Texas.
Yeah. From Dubai. Hey.
San Diego.
Echo, be over there in October, champ.
Ireland.
Miami.
Y'all everywhere.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Toya? In Clinton, Jersey, Cali, NYC, Indy, Michigan. You in Merle and Celeste?
Okay, Alabama. I stayed there for a while.
Oh, yeah. Trinidad, NC, North Carolina. What's going on, good people? What is going on? Yeah. I'm going to give everybody just a couple minutes to get up in here.
Okay, Little Rock. That's close.
That's close to you. uh-huh. Georgia and Europe. Okay.
Ohio in the house. Okay.
ATL in here. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Come on in. Come on in. I just want to let everybody know that we in the house. We in here. Y'all better come on in here. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Let's have some fun, y'all.
She ready to have some fun with y'all, everybody.
Locked and loaded. Okay, home theater.
All right, all right. And I gave everybody 3 minutes. We're going to give them 30 more seconds. Yes, indeed. I just want to let y'all in here. What's up, Peaches? Yes, indeed. Long Island. What up, Wayne? What's up, Wayne? What's up, Booby? Get it in. We're going to get it in. We're going to get it in to the end, my friend. Yes, indeed. Yes, we do. We're going to talk about it. Yep. All right, y'all. Now look, I told y'all earlier, tonight we have a young lady here, and we're going to just keep her anonymous, all right? You know, she might even want to tell y'all who she is in part 2 of this. This is part 1 of a 2-part series, okay? So we are going to start right from the beginning, okay? Because there's a lot of information that we want to know about, okay? We want to know about, and before I go just into the questions that I really want to get to on this session, I'm gonna let you start it out. I want you to tell us about because we always everybody's Lord is what's up. Everybody is always talking about and thinking how it's kind of like everybody's trying to say what causes narcissism and what causes someone to be a narcissist. So can you dispel that for us from the beginning? We've been taught that it comes from childhood or from another narcissist. Give us your background. Let us know what happened to you.
Okay, so narcissism is more of a mental disorder, and many mental disorders stem from childhood, from the way you were raised, from the way you grew up. I can honestly say that I've been a narcissist since I was a child. I've always known that I could act or say certain things to people to get what I wanted. It's just always been about how you approach somebody and you can see how their mind works. I feel that narcissists have, not saying nothing like a third eye or anything of that nature, but narcissists just see the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so at what age did you start to realize that you were able to manipulate people to get what you wanted?
Younger than I remember, my aunt would tell me stories where I'd approach her, younger than 5, probably like 3 or 4, and I'd say things like, "It's such a nice day outside.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be cool if we went outside to sit down?" It's always been about making somebody feel like they have the power or they're in control in order to get them to do what you want or act the way that you need them to.
So hold up, say that again.
Say which part?
Go back into a little more depth with that, like the science of it. Just like how do you get someone? How do you what are you doing to manipulate? How are you getting people to think that they're winning, but you're getting what you want?
It's all about the way you say things to people. I have an example of that. I had a teacher. I'm in college, by the way. I had a teacher whose class I wasn't really doing anything in because I didn't have time for it. And I came to her and I explained to her the situation. Like I told her, like straight up, like I haven't done anything in your class. No, we've been in school 3 months. So my situation here is I could either drop your class or you can give me time to do it. Now, if you feel, now here it is, if you feel that I can't succeed as your student and get the work done, then let me know so I can drop the class. But also, if you feel that I have the power to get everything done and push, if I really try hard, then you'll let me continue. Now, the teacher feels that she has the power to let me stay in the class, even though it's essentially my choice. And so she gave me the extra time. She gave me an extra month to do the work. Still didn't do it. I ended up leaving the class. Didn't really want to do it. But just me letting her feel like she had that power, she did exactly what I wanted her to do.
Okay. And that's like, so how did that work? I guess growing up, being a child, did you manipulate with your parents or did you learn that from your parents?
I wouldn't say I learned it, but I grew up in a house full of adults, and so me being a child, I've just watched and learned how people work, and I learned to work with that or use that to my potential, if that makes sense. Say, okay, I also have a lot of siblings, and until I moved to college, true story, until I moved to college, I've never had to clean my bedroom whatsoever. I would convince my siblings that they would be doing me justice by cleaning my bedroom, doing my laundry, whatever I needed them to do. And I didn't have to do it. So when I got to college, it's probably the first time I had to take out trash. Yeah.
So you saying like you were manipulating at the house?
Yeah, honestly, I just make them feel like they were doing something good by helping me. And I know that sounds kind of wrong, them are my siblings.
It's like, how would you do it though?
Okay, my little brother, for example. Uh, he cleaned my room, and I tell him things like, "I'm your big sister. We're here for each other. You clean my room. When I go to the store, I help you out sometimes." And he didn't even care. He was just dedicated. So whenever I walked in my room, it was clean.
So you knew that he had that empath spirit, and you would more so lean on that because you knew he wanted to just help his big sister out anyway.
Of course, because what sibling doesn't love their big sister?
Yes,
Not saying that I'm proud of it. Stuff got done.
Okay. All right. So let's just talk about the main event, and this is the thing that most people deal with, and most people are dealing with it in narcissism.
Mm.
Relationships.
Okay.
All right. Most people who have dealt with narcissists in relationships have dealt with a lot of manipulation, lying, stealing, cheating, backstabbing, just on every level. And don't understand what is it that a narcissist get? What are you getting out of misleading the person in the relationship? But first, how do you actually test people when you initially meet them? What are you looking for?
That's a good question. So when I first meet someone, I'm immediately studying them. I'm studying the way they move, what they do when they talk, just everything about them, because in that small amount of time, I want to absorb everything I can about that person. And once you do it for a while, you can start to read people like a book.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I had to ask you a question, I ask a lot of questions. They say
Right.
watch out for people who ask a lot of questions, but I try to get to know you as much as I can in a small amount of time so that I kind of know where to lean towards or to know if it's even worth prying on type thing.
So what kind of personality are you looking for? Is it a personality you're looking for or a look?
Let's see. When I'm sitting in class, I picked out friends just in class. I walk up to somebody I've been watching and I'm just like, okay, hey, you're going to be my friend. And
Why? How do you know that?
I usually for my friends, I go to the people who don't socialize and kind of stick to themselves. Those are the ones that stand out to me just because I know that they'll make good friends. I don't necessarily target friends for bad intentions or try to use my friends. Like I look for legit friends, but everybody else I know that I can use to my advantage. Like I could create a study group and have them do all the work and then I study from what they've studied. And that could be like a group of people who are very talkative in class. The ones that sit in the front and are talkative, because those are the ones who are actually doing the work and paying attention to the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just paying attention to them.
So you paying attention to when you walk into class, you paying attention to who you're going to set up to do your work.
I sit in the back and I watch everybody. I watch how they move.
So you're looking for the studiers. You want that good grade. I used to do that. Somebody used to cheat on their paper.
Oh, nah, that's one thing. I don't cheat. I just watch what they do and how they do. If they making good grades, I take their notes and I study myself. Cheating, nah, that ain't never been for me.
Okay.
But
So
one thing,
get them to do it.
But one thing that I can say is that with every narc, they have the potential to not mess people over.
What do you mean?
They have willpower. It's like, yeah, I could use my talent. We're gonna call it the talent. I could use my talent to get over on everybody and get what I want, but you don't have to. You can be in a successful relationship. You can have friends and make connections with people. You just have to choose to.
So you're saying that a narc doesn't always have to be a narc. You guys actually can think and say, you know what, I'm not even going to be this way towards this person.
Yeah, of course. That's the best part. We think about everything. Like all our actions that we do, they're either for a strategy or just us trying to be a person. Yeah, we're not normal, but we some people do want to live just normal lives. And even if that means going as far as trying to be an empath and create those emotions that don't really exist within us. They say that it's like us lying to try to fit in, but no, it's just us trying to be a person.
Hmm.
Yeah, we might not have love, but we have an idea of it. We watch and study people and watch their emotions, and we can copy that to an extent.
Hmm.
And so
So the mirroring. So
I
when you meet
watch.
somebody, you mirror them.
I'm learning. When
That's
I'm watching
like
people,
a
I'm
study.
learning.
Huh?
Hmm?
Say that again.
I said when I'm watching people, I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to know how things make you feel. When I say something, how does that make you feel? I want to know because it's not really easy for me to always feel those things.
Mm-hmm. So you're trying to tap into the vibration of the person.
Basically, I like to see what makes people tick, and I like to find out why.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. I like that. So when what why is it so easy for a narc to destroy a good relationship?
Okay, so the thing about relationships, we don't have any control over that. We could honestly, like I said, everything that we feel is learned. So we can honestly feel that we are truly deeply in love with a person. It could go on for days, weeks, months, even years. But eventually, since it is just it's somewhat of an illusion, it just turns off. I could love you for a year and then something just turns off and I don't feel anything towards you. I could walk out the door and pretend I never knew you and be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even it sounds pretty messed up, but everything just turns off
Mm.
and you feel numb.
But how? How is it if you saying that you have emotions to with somebody, you're in a relationship, right?
Mhm.
How do you end up in another relationship with somebody else and the person that you're saying you were in love with, because you're telling that person you love them, how is it that that person doesn't get into this or learn about this until the absolute day that they see you with the other person?
I feel that that's just because we're reciprocating what we're receiving. And to an extent, that's fine, but it can get boring.
What do you mean? So you just like get bored in something and
I don't like routine.
you don't like a routine?
I don't like routine. Once something becomes super repetitive, I do get bored and eventually move on. Um, my most successful relationship not probably lasted 9 months, and before that, well, before and after that, I haven't dated anybody longer than 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. So okay, so if this only lasted 2 weeks, is it like you jumping from this week to something else in 2 weeks? Are you bored with
No,
the period of time?
no, because believe it or not, some people don't like the way that they are towards people. Like I don't like that I can see that I hurt people like that and break hearts and all of that. It's not that I do it on purpose, but when I do it, it doesn't necessarily hurt me, but it affects me because it's like I caused something towards a person that I thought I cared about. So I do take time and I step back. After that 9 month relationship, I took 2 years to just step back and figure out, like, okay, what am I doing? And that's when I really realized that I probably need to slow down.
Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna tell you, honestly, a lot of us are used to seeing a lot more devious behavior in narcissism. I know you're pretty young. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 21.
Okay, so you kind of just really starting to feel yourself a little bit. You kind of growing into this thing. But The biggest thing that, like I said, the thing that hurts most people more than anything is trying to find out what is it about that person
Mm-hmm.
that made you go to someone else like that person did not exist, like you guys did not have a commitment, anything. And you were just able to just destroy that situation, that relationship.
Yeah. Okay. So every connection that we make with a person is for a reason. And once that reason ceases, that person is of no use. That's just the raw truth.
So, no use, huh?
Why am I sticking around if you don't benefit me?
What are you getting out of the relationship, though?
Me, I can honestly say that I don't look for anything. I'm honestly just focused on school at the moment, which
Mm-hmm.
is why I don't casually date. I don't talk to people around campus. I don't really make friends, and if I do make friends, I'm the type of friend who will talk to you for about a week and then disappear for a couple of months and then pop up again.
And what's the purpose of that, though?
I keep my distance
Why?
because I know what I'm capable of and I know that I don't like hurting people. I know what potential I
You
have.
control. You control. You're the one who's able to control whether or not you're hurting somebody, right?
Exactly.
So
Even
why not
though
just not do that?
it's not that easy. It is to an extent, but it's not that easy. Yes, I control what I do and what I say, but sometimes we just do it without even thinking about it.
Hmm. Like it's second nature. In other words, like.
Yeah, like little do I know, I'm just sitting having a conversation with somebody and then boom, I got a free drink.
Hmm. So it's kind of like, if somebody's there and they can do something for you, you'll kind of just manipulate and parlay that situation.
Not only can I sell salt to a snail, I can get my way. Like I'm super confident in that because I know I can.
You can based on.
Who's gonna tell me no?
Hmm?
Nobody's gonna tell me no.
Nobody. So, all right, let's talk about the love bomb phase at the beginning. Why is it that in the beginning everything is all great? What happens to take people right into that devalue stage?
Hmm. Once it starts to become less fun and more stress, like arguments and questioning and fighting and pointing fingers, nobody got time for that. I'd rather go find somebody who gonna do what I want and what I say whenever I tell them to, and it just be that, like my way or the highway, and we fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Wow.
guess narcissists do not look for opinionated people. We like weak-minded people. You know, the ones that are easy to manage your way.
Mm. So you're really looking for somebody with soft boundaries or no boundaries.
Precisely.
Mm. So, okay, again, what is it specifically, or is there a specific thing that you're looking for in that initial conversation with people?
How quickly do you open up to my questions?
Okay.
And if you don't open up quickly, how easy is it for me to pry the answers out of you?
Mm. Okay. Mm.
Just testing your mental stability.
Wow. Okay. So basically, that first conversation is a test to see how far you can go with them, or what runs someone, what kind of conversation do you have that pushes people or pushes you away from a person? What kind of person is out there that you don't want to deal with?
Um, I don't want to deal with somebody who's strong minded and has their own opinion on a lot of things. somebody who's really gonna fight with me, I
Mm.
prefer somebody who won't ask a lot of questions.
So
Or
you,
if they do, just take easy answers.
huh?
I said, or if they do, somebody who just takes easy answers.
Oh,
Somebody who I can convince for them to take the blame. I can convince them to take the blame and explain to them why it is their problem
mm,
and what they've done to basically impact the way that I'm acting or the way that I feel.
mm-hmm. Wow. Okay. So you, at the end of the day, you're really looking for somebody with soft or really non-existent boundaries because you're going to be manipulative. What is the purpose? You were like earlier, you were saying that you don't really have to be that way. But has there been a situation where you have not been that way
Where
in
I
a
have not been that way. What were you about to say?
in a relationship?
In a relationship, um, I try not to be that way towards. That is a great question. Who don't I do it to? Well, I am currently in a relationship, and this is probably the first relationship where I've just tried to actually be a person because I honestly feel that the person that I'm with doesn't deserve what I'm capable of.
Hmm. You're saying they don't really deserve.
They're sweet. And yeah, I usually can use sweet people to get what I want, but I see something different in this person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very refreshing, if that makes sense.
Okay. So how long does that last for a narcissist? And is it possible for you to actually be in a loving relationship? What is this person doing that nobody else has done?
Hmm. Is it possible to be in a loving relationship? That's actually the journey I'm on and what I'm trying to figure out for myself. Do I feel that it's going to be successful? Sometimes no. But what I can say is whenever I feel that it's getting towards the point where I just say, yeah, okay, and part ways, I just give space. I step away before I do or say anything that'll be out the way or anything that I know could be mentally damaging towards this person.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. So but what is it about her though? What is it about her that makes you feel this way specifically? Or
I
is there any?
warned her. I warned her in the beginning when she first met me. I explained to her exactly who I am and what I'm about. I explained to her. I said, "You do not want to have any attraction towards me because like I said before, I could love you and not feel anything for you the next day."
How could you do that? If you really loved somebody, how could you not feel anything for them tomorrow?
It's just like a switch; it turns off, and we
So,
don't have that. We don't have control over
hold on, say that again.
that. We don't have control over. It's just a switch; it turns off.
A switch inside you says, I'm gonna love you today and turn it off tomorrow. I don't love you no more.
The switch just turns off, and it doesn't just turn back and on. There's no off and on. Once it's gone, it's gone.
So why is it then that when you do discard somebody, why is it that you don't leave them alone? Why do you always come back?
Sometimes it's a strategy. If you don't leave them alone, it's just part of the manipulation because you still feel that there's potential there and you can still use that person. You just have to take drastic measures sometimes.
Like what?
The whole leaving thing, you make them feel empty useless, and not valuable, and then you come back and you pick up the pieces, and
Mm.
then it's stuck.
So it's kind of like you put them in a you put them in a tragic situation, then you come back and rescue them.
You show them that you're literally the only one there for them and the only one who can make it better, and they're stuck, and then it becomes a repeating cycle.
Mm. Ooh. And then you repeat the cycle. So when you come back to get them again, because obviously you've done this in another relationship and the other person is feeling some type of way, so you run back to this supply. Now you're not really you're not giving them the same love bomb. It only lasts for a short amount of time, if it lasts at all. So, I mean, I'm just thinking like, what do you get out of just repeating that cycle from here to here to here to here? And everybody you're dealing with, it's just the exact same thing. What do y'all get out of that?
Sometimes it's solely for the purpose of entertainment. I can honestly say that I could have exact 4 completely different relationships with 4 totally different people and show them all the same amount of love and the same amount of attention and the same amount of anything. And it's just perception.
Okay.
You can give people what they want. That's easy.
So perception, there you go. It's all in what you're feeding all of them. Now, how are you able to maintain several relationships all at once?
It's simple. People are simple. And so it all just comes down to remembering. If I remember certain details and I keep them all separate, then I'm fine. I've been in a situation where I've been with several people all at the same time. Not, of course, not like sexually involved, because that's not what I'm looking for. But I could have several different people feel the same way about me, and I could feel the same way about all of those people and be fine. Like nothing's changed. You wouldn't even be able to okay, let me put it this way. You wouldn't even be able to understand that I'm with 3 other people and loving them just as much as I'm loving you, because it's just the love collectively that I'm learning from all of you guys.
Oh, wow. So it's kind of like you're learning from one and you're throwing stuff back at the others that you're learning from, as you learn from each other.
Basically.
Ooh. So what happens when 2 of these people run into each other with you?
Well, once they prove it, my whole thing is if they're coming to me about it and they're looking for answers, then they're not really going anywhere, are they? Because if somebody was really upset, they'd leave, but they're looking for something. So you give them what they're looking for. And if they leave, they leave. If they stay, they stay. There are billions of people in the world. But the way the narcissist works is you're going to find a way to continue doing what you're doing.
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so obviously now everything is on a computer. Everything is about that cell phone. How much juggling are you doing in that cell phone? Do you allow people to see your cell phone? Do you allow your spouse or mate to see your cell phone, or to see
No,
what you're?
No, I keep my cell phone to myself. I have several different passwords that consist of 20 characters. If that shows you how my mind works.
Woo, 20 characters. Why? I mean, but so why be so paranoid about somebody finding that out though?
Because what are they looking for in my device that they can't get from me?
What if they want to see it and they don't want it and they don't believe you?
Oh, then I'll show them. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Because they say don't go looking for things you don't want to find.
Okay, so then what's the need for having a 20 character password? If
Because
if you all in the open,
it makes people curious.
so you like it when people are curious and not trusting you?
I do, because it's like, if you don't trust me, why are you here? Why are you with me? Why are you looking for all of these things if you want to be with me?
Mm. What if it's something you're doing though? What if
Nah,
it's
that's the
you're
thing.
doing, which most people feel like, if you're dealing with a narcissist, it's always something going on to the side. You're always in that cell phone, and you ghost people, and you do things that make us question, your loyalty.
Hmm.
So if you're doing things that make us question your loyalty, that's why we're questioning it. Like, hey, I saw you. You're taking your phone in the bathroom. You come in the house. Your phone's upside down. We don't understand the purpose of that if that doesn't mean you're cheating.
It all comes down to it being turned against that person. If you're so worried about what I'm doing on my phone and where I'm taking my phone, who hurt you so bad in the past that you that down my throat? It's not that deep. Nobody should feel that they have to watch somebody's cell phone to be in a relationship. And if that's how they feel, then I'll leave. I'll leave and then I'll come back when you decide to leave me and my phone alone.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. You'll come back later again. So, okay, so when you do ghost, right? What are you waiting for on the other side of that? Are you waiting for the person to cool down, or are you just with a different supply at that point, seeing what else is going on?
Keeping myself busy with entertainment until that person basically reaches that point where they ready to do whatever for me to come back.
So you want them. So basically, you kind of holding out until they're hurt bad enough to come begging back to you.
Of course, because they come back. They come back because I'm showing them what they're showing me. And they're going to be looking for that because they know they're not going to find it anywhere else. Not as long as I'm in the picture.
Mm. Okay.
Because I will be the center of attention.
Huh?
Because I will be the center of attention in their life.
All right. So now, what about the people that do not come back to you? What about the people that do not come back to you? Why do you still reach back out for them?
To see if they're trying to play hard to get. If they trying to play hard to get, I play that game. But if they gone and I do try and they don't want to come back, I just move on. I give it some time. I'm still gonna come back and check, but ultimately, I just move on.
Oh, so while you guys are on the outs, are you still checking their social media, or emails or whatever information you have on them?
I don't, because I don't really care. But I will continue to post on my social media and everything else as if nothing changed. Like, because nothing's gonna change. I'm fine. I won't act or look hurt because I'm not.
You're not hurt?
No.
Okay, so what is the reason why so many narcs after a discard run straight to social media to show off this new person?
Yeah, that's just a toy with the other person, because you know that even though they say they over it, they watching, they stalking, they waiting for something to pop up, and you give them what they looking for, and that's
So
how you reel them back in.
when you're posting it so they can see it.
Of course, because you know you got their attention. If they didn't see it, somebody gonna tell them about it, and then they gonna come looking for answers, and
Mm.
that's how you smooth things over and you pull them right back in.
So really,
Mm.
and I've said this before. So when you're putting that stuff on social media, the pictures of another person, you're doing it to hurt the person bad enough to pull them right back into you to find out, hey, what happened?
Yeah, because it's like if you don't want me, I can easily move on. Now I can move on, or you could stop playing and I stay with you. I forgive
Mm-hmm.
you.
Okay, so how do you do that though? How do you say, okay, I'm gonna either move on or stay with you, but you've already moved on? Or is it that you want both people, or you want to just keep everybody in your life?
I don't usually want both people. It's more of I'm showing you that I'm not hurt by you leaving. You can easily be replaced. But this is a nobody. I want you.
Whoa. So, good gracious. So the person that you went to, you just flagging that in front of their face just to drag them right back in.
Of course.
Okay. But sometimes, and this happens a lot, sometimes people have children with the new person. The narc gets married to the new person. What's that all about?
I'm sorry, repeat that. You said married?
Sometimes a narcissist, and I'm saying this not in your case, but
Of course.
they will take the new person and either have a child with the new person or get married to the new person or just stay in a long-term relationship with the new person.
That's to punish people. I'm going to do all of these things without you that could have been with you because I felt like you were wasting my time. And I'm going to show you a form of punishment what we could have been. And then I'm still going to try to pull you in because now if you still stalking and you still hurt by this point, then you in my hands. You mine.
Mm.
And you still going to take me back.
You say they're going to take you back
If you
every
came
time.
that far, yeah, they still going to take you back.
And you're banking on them taking you back.
Of course.
How often does that work or how often does it not work?
But let me say something. At that point, once you've seen how low they are stooped just to get you back, it cancels everything out because they're not even worth it anymore. You showed me how desperate you are, and now I don't even want you. And so you came this far just to find out that you still stuck alone.
Whew. I tell you, I'm kind of laughing here, but I'm only laughing at the fact that I talk about this topic daily.
Mm-hmm.
And even though you're really young, a lot of what you're saying just resonates. It resonates with, and I think it resonates with a lot of people just in different ways. You know, we're used to seeing, honestly, we're used to seeing narcissism on different levels. And most of the time we're used to seeing somebody who's covert, and usually a covert person would definitely not do anything like this. You know, you're more of an overt type, and you seem like you really not tripping about that. And the funny thing is even with the covert narcissist, when the mask comes off, that person will still act just like you're acting right now at the discard phase. You know, it's like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, and that's what it is. You know, so really the difference between the two is only, and are you like that when you meet people though? Are
No.
you blunt and open from the beginning, telling them, this is who I am, this is what I'm about?
It depends on the type of person. Like I said, when I meet somebody, I'm reading them to see how they are. Now, me, anybody will tell you this. I say something bold just to see how you handle it. And if you handle it okay, then I'm going to continue just being my bold self. But if not, I'm going to ease you into it. You don't want to scare people.
That bold statement. No, and I'm saying that because, like I said, I say that all the time. I tell people the first conversation that a narcissist has with you, they sizing you up. I've said this time and time again. So You're just saying like, I'm gonna make a bold statement and I'm really just gonna see where they at. You're looking for whether they're following their intuition, or you're looking for either, okay, is this person gonna try to figure this out, and I'm gonna just pick your mind apart a little bit.
Exactly. Because you're either gonna react or you're gonna be a little off about it. You're gonna be like, wait, what? And you're not gonna be okay with it. And those people, if you if you take that chance and you get away early on, then you fine. I'll leave you be. But it's the ones that want to dig deeper. Them the ones you're looking for. Because you said something about a mask. Them the ones you're looking for, because once you get them so caught up to the point where they all for you, when you take the mask off, they just gonna feel like they trying to fix you. Like they can help you be better if they stick around. Things will be better. But they just don't know they're trapped.
Whew. So it's a trap. You're not gonna change. So there we go to the best question of the night. Has anyone ever been able to make you change?
Make me change?
And would you change?
I don't think that the term make me change is accurate, because it's just who I am. It's not that I'm acting a certain way. I don't feel that it's something like you can just wake up and be like, I'm going to be a narc today. Nah, that ain't how it works. So I don't feel that it can be changed, but I've learned what I'm capable of and who I am as a person. I've taken the time to learn myself and be happy with myself. And because of that, I'm able to, in a sense, control who I am. Or if I feel that I can't, I distance myself from people as a whole.
All right. So, do you feel there's anything wrong with that, though? Do you feel there's anything wrong with how you have treated people and how you get things out of people? Do you see anything wrong with that?
So I'll admit to myself when I'm wrong, but I don't often apologize.
I agree with that. Apologies are not your strong points.
Because along with apologies, you taking along with you accepting the fault.
And even though you know you're the one, or do you feel that you're the one that's starting all of the controversy and the confusion in the relationship?
The controversy? Not okay. So I would say that it's not me. I don't cause problems in a relationship. I feel like I just go with the flow. But if something does arise, I wouldn't put it on me, because I'm only giving out what I'm receiving. So if you got problems, they're your problems. I'm chilling.
Okay, so in other words, if you decide you kind of want to see some other people and you don't want to tell your current partner about that, that's their problem. Why is it that then if your partner decided they were going to do the same thing, why do you have such an issue with it? Or why would you have such an issue with it? Because I'm saying that because most people have found that to be true with narcissists.
Because if they're not, what is it that I'm not giving you that you feel that you have to look somewhere else for? Whereas me, I'm looking around and I'm learning. You're not learning. You looking for love, and I'm giving you that because that's what you're giving me, right?
No, but what I'm saying is a lot of times if you feel you love the person or you're in a relationship with a person, why do you still have a need to constantly seek out different people?
Most of the time,
why are you mad about it if the person you're dealing with does the same?
I don't feel that we have the same intentions.
As far as what?
Whereas If my partner is with other people, they looking for love. They looking for connections, and they're not coming. But me, when I go out, I'm getting to know people, and I'm looking for, let's say, other things like ways
Mm,
to get things or things that I want. But for the most part, I'm gonna stick with the person I'm with.
mm. So you're gonna stay, you're gonna keep home together, but when you're out, you're just looking for really just other supply, things you can get out of other people, not necessarily a replacement for home. But when home finds out that you're out doing that, that totally disrupts home. Do you understand that by you just being, going into a situation where, you know, when you're dealing with other people, that makes the person at home start to
Mm-hmm.
watch different things you're doing. And that person is going to become jealous because you're obviously spending time with someone else, right?
Yeah, then they're insecure,
But
and
why
I
would you say
feel that
security if you're supposed to be in a monogamous one-on-one relationship, right? Or do you feel that you should be in that?
you know I hadn't seen myself as monogamous until this most recent relationship because I don't feel that people should have to be tied down. I didn't believe in marriage because it's
Mm.
like, why the lifetime commitment? All these people in the world, all these things you can experience. Why the lifetime commitment?
So then why do narcissists get married?
How are you happy settling down? In one place? I don't know. That I can honestly tell you, I don't know. I can't speak for all narcissists.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I got you. You ain't got that much experience in this yet. You still on the
Yeah, I'm
beginning
only
side.
21.
No, I get it. I get it. So do you tell partners or potential partners in that first conversation that you have no intention of being monogamous with them? Or is that just not something you want to talk about?
I honestly tell them that I'm not capable of love, and whether they want to continue that, that's on them. I'm honest.
Mm.
If you want to go and feel like you can change me or you can make me love or all of this other stuff, that's on you. You decided to take that route. When I was straight up from the beginning.
Mm-hmm. You were okay. So you feel like, okay, I was straight up with you in the beginning, but as relationships, as time goes on and you're building with this person, you start telling them one thing and you start acting one way, like you're in a relationship with them, and the
Hmm.
person feels like you're misleading them into a monogamous situation. You're doing things that monogamous people do, but you're saying you still don't feel any reason for that. You don't have a obligation to that person to be monogamous.
Exactly. That goes back to what I said in the beginning about us learning and trying to reciprocate certain actions and emotions because we're still people. Like we want to live normal lives. It's just not as easy as it seems. Like, yeah, I want to go out and do fun things. I might not enjoy them, but I still want to see why you enjoy them.
Mm, wow. So okay, so you're saying like if you go on a vacation, right? You go on a vacation with your significant other,
Hmm.
and y'all might be at a beach somewhere. You're saying that, I mean, so you're really just there to kind of look at what they like because that's not
Yeah,
really.
yeah, I'm there. I'm just chilling. Like, if you want to do something, we'll do it. I don't like to pick things because I really don't care.
What do you care about? What does a narc care about?
I don't know, space. I like being around people and learning people and getting to know people, but at the end of the day, I really just like sticking to myself. I really enjoy my own company.
Hmm.
Being around people drains me sometimes.
Hmm. Okay.
I
Now,
get tired of watching.
one thing that we are constantly that we always look at is we look at a narcissist as being in a constant, a perpetual state of unhappiness. Can you elaborate on that? How does it
Yeah,
really?
like well, honestly, when it comes down to everything, if a narc had to just be by themselves their entire life, they'd be numb. They'd be bored because it does get boring, which is why we go around people and we like to see what y'all do and get to know you guys and learn how your life is. We want to know your whole life because that's how we basically determine how to feel about things and how to see what it is that people enjoy about life and why is it that life is so important. We
But
don't I don't
you
feel
don't feel that way yourself, so you don't feel like you want to just enjoy life with somebody, with one person. Yeah, you don't feel like that.
honestly I've come to the point where I'm tired of people. I'm I'm tired of trying to figure out how to influence people, which is why I mainly stick to myself. I'm in an apartment by myself. Like at this point I'm just chilling because it gets boring. But then again, there's this quarantine, so there's not really much I can do. I'm not about to get sick.
Mm.
It ain't worth it.
Ooh, okay, okay. So, all right, I'm gonna jump in here real quick because they are going bananas about asking some questions. All right, people.
I know it's pretty fun.
If we just let's be respectful, okay? I know it's one person. Okay, you know we just gonna do that on part two. I think we're gonna do that on part two. All right, we're gonna let everybody ask their questions because they got a million questions.
Oh,
Um,
they got jokes too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, I don't know if they believe you really a narcissist for real.
I mean, they here, they watching. We got views, so it don't really matter what they believe, right? They
Uh,
believe something, still watching, right?
mm, got a point. Yes, you got a point there. Now, you know something? Now, a lot of people have dealt with, you know, a extremely painful side of this, and most people are watching this because we want to understand what push. And I'm just continuing to reiterate this because it's just one of those things. Is it that we're seeing that it's not that simple? It's just really not that big of a deal to you because we're maybe making a big deal out of the relationship thing and how you just walk away from it. Is it that
No,
we just don't get it?
it's not that you guys don't get it. I believe that all feelings are valid. But what I'm saying is, it's not something that we control. And yeah, you're gonna be hurt about it. But if you really want to be better for yourself, then you will learn to love yourself and stay away. I warn people in the beginning to stay away because I
Whoa.
do try to
Did you
protect.
say love yourself and stay away? Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
because if you letting think about it, if you letting somebody determine how your whole life goes and what you do and how you feel, do you really love yourself? Why is it this easy for me to manipulate you and tell you what I want you to do and make you feel bad about it?
Well, what if the person is in love with you?
It shouldn't be that easy. So then that's their fault. Because like I said, I tell them in the beginning, so that's their fault.
You tell them in the beginning. Okay. You told them from the jump. So you're saying that you told them in the beginning and they just kept going with you. You were telling them, but they just kept going with you.
You don't listen, that's on you. Like, what more can I do? How is it on me when I told you from the jump? It ain't like I'm letting you walk into this blind. I was straight up.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to believe that, that's you.
Woo.
At that point, I'm just gonna do me because I've told you.
So you like, okay, it's not really. So your conscience is clear because you're saying, I told you from the beginning, and you just kept coming.
Yeah, and you don't have to stay. You got the power to leave. Don't let me influence you. Be your own.
What? So then why do you come back? When after the discard, you still come back?
Because you let me. You think you're strong, but you let me come back.
Okay, what about the ones who like to beg and plead and cry and fall out? Promise this is the last time. It's never gonna happen again. I'm gonna do right. I'm gonna get it together. Why do y'all go to that extent?
Because it will pull you back. I've never went this far, but if I had to tell you that I'd end my life just to make you stay and you stayed, who really dumb here? Because I'm not about to kill myself. But you that, oh my God, no, you stuck.
Ooh, that trauma bond. That trauma bond is serious. Yeah, that trauma bond is serious. Yeah, and that's what most people are, we can't figure it out because it's like we're willing to say, okay, you know what, forget it sometimes, but it's like when you come back and sometimes what about if, people who have like a family with the person? Is that still, do those things still apply? Because a lot of people have children or they're married or something like that with the narcissist, and the narcissist still, why is it that you guys don't stand behind anything that you say? All the promises that are made, why is it that you guys don't stand behind it?
Promises are just as much as, I guess, attempts to, when you're about to walk out, pull you back in. If I tell you, I don't know, if I tell you that we're going to spend the rest of our lives together, when you about to walk out the door, if it makes you stay, it makes you stay. Now, as far as families are considered, though, I don't believe in, I know who I am, and I don't believe in bringing children into the world. Not from me, because I don't feel that I could be a qualified parent. Like, I don't feel that I'd have the love for a child. I don't even like kids.
Wow. And I'm gonna go here with it because I have known other narcs that have children but don't like kids. What is the purpose?
Interesting.
What's the purpose behind getting married or having a child with somebody if you don't like kids and you don't like marriage?
Having a relationship with somebody, you said?
Yeah, why take that relationship to the place where you're having children or both children and marriage if those are two things that you're not really going to commit to anyway or stay committed to?
Me personally, I wouldn't go that far. As I told you, most of my relationships don't even last 2 weeks, and the longest was 9 months. I don't go that far. I don't want a family with nobody. I'm not trying to make somebody fall that deep in love where they want. I don't want nothing that's gonna tie me to a person like that. Just me
Mm,
being me, I know who I am, and I wouldn't even look for that connection.
okay, okay. So you just leave that whole part out. So what is it to hold on to there then? If and honestly, if relationships only lasted for a couple of weeks, so these relationships really aren't that strong. They're just kind of passionate at the beginning, and then it just falls out.
No, but from what I've noticed, people really fall fast. I've
Mm,
noticed that people fall fast at the beginning, and so relationships are kind of easy.
mm. Because what?
But
Because
no, I
people
would never go.
meet them.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything.
Are you finding that when you meet people, they're really just kind of lonely on the front end?
Nah, you don't want to look for lonely people. That's boring because if if you're like a blank canvas, I see myself as a blank canvas. If you're like a blank canvas and you find somebody who's boring and lonely, what are you sitting there doing? You want somebody who's exciting, who's gonna make you feel things when there's nothing there. Somebody who's gonna paint that canvas. Somebody who's gonna make you not feel empty. And it's more of you absorbing that person's energy, basically. And once you feel like there's nothing left, then you go find some more energy. You find a different source.
Mm. Whew. Okay, now, how often are you looking for a source? When you're with somebody, if you guys are happy, are you still looking for another source?
Me personally, no. If I'm cool, then I'm cool. I got I keep myself busy so that I don't do things like that. Whether that
But
be
go
hmm?
ahead.
I was gonna say, like I said, I'm in college, so I'm really involved. I try to keep myself from being around people, but I do things where I can be around people but not have to interact with people, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like where it's like I keep people at a minimum because I know that people are naturally drawn towards me. I can make friends with anybody. I just choose not to. Because some people are annoying and they talk too much.
So you feel that your game is that strong that you can just walk in a room, you can own that room,
I
you
could
can
walk
get.
in a room and be everybody's favorite person. Like, no joke. Like people look at me like all the people in the comments, they saying slick stuff and all of that, but if I walk in a room, I can literally make everybody love me. Period.
Mm. Oh no, I get it. I've seen it done. I've seen it done. So I know exactly where you at with that. I have seen it done several times. Okay, now what about like with your personal friends? Is it the same kind of relationship with with your friends as it is with someone that you're dealing with in a relationship? Like in your friends, do you feel you have to be the one, the center of attention, or is that just something that you're not into?
Even when I try not to be, I end up the center of attention. It's
How?
just naturally who I am. I don't know, because I'm the one who says what's on my mind and doesn't really care what anybody has to think about it. Even in public, like I speak my mind. Like I'm gonna always be me. I'm open.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that all of my friends, I told you I pick out my own friends. All of my friends are usually introverts. I'm an introvert, but around my friends, I'm the extrovert. I stand out always.
Mm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
okay. So again, it's all about how you're looking at yourself. It's all about your attitude, and because everybody thinks that it's all about what somebody looks like when you're picking a supply, when you're picking a different person. Is it about their looks, their money, their influence, Or what is it about when you're picking somebody else because you're getting ready to leave this other person?
It's a vibe. It's more about the way that, like I said, I watch people. It's the vibe that I get from them. If I feel like you're a person that can be influenced, then I'm gonna get closer to you. I'm gonna learn the ins and out of you, so that I know you just as good as you know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you let me get in, I'm gonna get in.
Mm-hmm. But I'm saying, like, when you're going for somebody new, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or when you get bored with your current person, well, I guess that answers the question. Like, you just going because you got bored. Is that the only
Mm-hmm.
reason you'll leave somebody? Is just you just got bored? I'm going to the next one.
If the stress, like, okay, you know how you can tell when somebody's at their wits' end, when you feel like you've done enough damage to the point where there's nothing left, like you just move on.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Good God. Whew. So basically, you like, I done did everything I want to do to you. Let me just go ahead to the next person.
Yeah, because there's nothing left. Like there's nothing. I don't want to use the word siphon, but there's nothing else there. Like they're done.
So you snapped all the energy you want from them, and now you're just like, okay, we done. This is boring now. Is that what you mean by it's boring now?
Yeah, if it becomes bland, like you just move on.
Good
Find
God.
somebody who's lively. Get to know them. Same thing all over again.
Wow. Just do it all over again. I'm gonna take this one, the next one. Mm. Just going right at them, and that's how you recruit them. Just
And
is
you be
it a
surprised.
basic? Hmm?
Hmm? Is it a
Is
what?
it basically the energy level? They don't have that same energy, that zest that they had at the beginning, or is
Nah,
it
they
that
get.
being toxic, or just too much arguing back and forth? Well, but you just said it really when you said, hey, you're done, you're over. It's no more energy there. I'm not getting anything out of this.
Once it's like nobody's about to fight. Like, don't get me wrong. I like to go back and forth. I like to stir stuff up, but yeah, it gets boring. And then it's like, yeah, I could sit here and go back and forth with somebody, or I could just go find a new person and start all over again with the same tactics. That's the crazy part. It's so simple, the same tactics.
Mm-hmm. Tell me this now. When it comes to energy, and you're with this person for their energy,
Hmm.
what exactly is that energy doing for you to just make you collective from person to person? How does that make you feel? If it's not, or is it changing you in any way? What are you getting out of that?
That's the thing, though. It makes us feel. It makes us feel. Like I said, I see myself as an empty canvas when I'm around different energies. That's
Mm-hmm.
making me feel like I have those. So I want to be around people who are happy, and I want to feel what that feels like. Or when I make somebody sad or really hurt them, I want to see how I did that and what does that feel like. Like I hurt somebody's feelings intentionally and ask them, how does it make them feel? Because I really want to know.
Feeling it, you can't. So you're saying you don't feel?
Well, of course I feel. I'm a person, but to an extent. Like I wouldn't hurt as much as the next person. A lot of things wouldn't bother me. I'm really in tune with how I am as a person, and it doesn't affect me to that extent. Like if somebody did something to try to make me mad just to get a reaction out of me, they get pissed because I don't give the reaction you're looking for. I analyze you. I know what you're looking for, but you're not gonna get it. I have control over that.
Mm.
I react
So,
the opposite way to throw you off.
oh, so when the person you're dealing with becomes, they start the tit for tat stuff, and they're trying to do something to
Hmm.
show off, trying to do something that you already recognize. That's something that you do, so you already know how to deal with it.
I know how the game goes. Yeah. And I tell them straight up, I call them out. Be like, look, I already know what's up.
So they not even right. So really, when you see their game, okay, now, all right, now what about this? So sometimes, when the discard happens, your ex will run out and try to do the same thing, to get on social media and be all happy and this and that. Can you tell when they're real and when they're faking it?
Can I tell when they're real and when they're faking it? I guess because if it's real, would you really be plastering it all over social media? It sounds like you're trying to just make me jealous or make me hurt.
Oh my
And
God.
if you're doing all of that, then you're hurt.
People, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? I know a bunch of y'all saying this and that, but listen, she just gave y'all everything y'all been asking. If you're seeing it right there on social media, they faking it. She telling you it. Oh my God. Whew. So you know that they faking. You know, because you wouldn't even be showing it that early.
Because if they moved on and they found something secure, they'd be more focused on their relationship than showing me. If you're showing me, you still looking for me. You heard.
People, are y'all listening to this? Because it still doesn't that apply on your side though. Even though she's admitted it earlier that the new person that you see there with is there to pull you back.
You trying to do the same thing means that you want to pull me back. You want me.
People. Wow. I tell you, this has been an incredible interview today. Listen, y'all, I know y'all got 10 billion questions because I know y'all want to strip her down and pull her apart. And we're going to do that on part 2 of this interview. All right? Part 2. We're going to come back in here next week and I'm going to select, well, I'll tell y'all about it. Okay? I definitely want to thank you. I appreciate you for coming on to this platform tonight and just sharing a little bit of insight with us because we definitely, we definitely look at this thing and a lot of people are affected. And, I know that at your age, you're pretty young and a lot of people have been dealing with narcissism longer than you've been alive.
Of course.
So a lot of people, you're always going to have some joke time and stuff like that. I hope that you're not getting offended. It's like I said, this is not meant to offend you. This is a learning for everybody to really be able to just dig down and learn from this. And I'm hoping that, even if they took nothing else from it, you still took a little something, because people, she told you, if you see it on their social media, that's just pulling you back in. That's what that's for. All that showing it off and everything like that is pulling you back in. That's it. And when you go out and do the same thing, that's all you're doing. Listen, y'all, we're coming back next week and I'm going to let y'all ask questions. All right? I'm going to let y'all ask questions. Only real questions, though. Okay? This is not a beat the person up. Honestly, if y'all really had something y'all want to know, I would take that time, get to know what you're trying to ask, and put that together for the show next week. I'm going to announce on the community board everybody that, the questions that we're going to ask, okay? And you guys stay tuned. This is just part 1. This is just part 1. Next week, we're going to part 2, all right? thank you again. I appreciate you for coming out and sharing your wisdom with us. And I'm going to be back in contact with you very, very soon. Okay. Anything else you want to leave the people with?
No, we can save everything for the questions next week.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, y'all. Thanks again for another great show. And we're going to stop it right there.